Making a right on the sidewalk and going down a little ways is another storefront shop. The outside looks recently painted, but the inside of the shop looks even worse than the other two, with not only their merchandise thrown around on the floor, but also chunks of sheetrock. There are dozens of coffee mugs hanging from the rafters on the ceiling. Next, there is an alleyway with a picnic table and a portable chain gate. This appears to be a back alleyway entrance to a bar called Mama McDonough's. From this view, the two buildings look almost connected, or one seems to wrap around the other. To add suspicion, a guy walks out looking slightly agitated, and he asks, "How we doing? And what can I do for you?" And his attitude is less of a way to greet customers or people passing by, and more of a way to put you on the spot or make you feel uncomfortable so that you want to move along more quickly.
How we doing?
Good, how you doing, buddy?
Good. What can I do for
I
you?
just don't want to get run over by her. She looks like she's ready to take off, and I don't know if she can see me. From the front of the building, you could see that it is a bar called Mama McDonough's. I looked it up on the internet, and based on a couple of photographs, it looks like a small bar. And there are also some bad reviews about the attitude of the employees and the food. Next door to that is another restaurant called Toki Mills that has a nice website and seems to be more of a restaurant. They have a photo of the chef named Sean Burt. I guess together, these two places form something of the bar district in the town of Hillsborough, which you will see is a ghost town everywhere else. But bars are always important in towns like Hillsborough, I guess. There is a walkway leading to the side doors of Toki Mills, and there appears to be black mold growing on the lower section of the wall in between these two doors. There is also what appears to be a large freezer outside of the building with its own roof.
Going in there, buddy?
Nope. In the back of Toki Mills is a backyard area with a Toki Mills sign on a fence. It appears to be a dirt parking lot area with a rear dirt driveway leading down to River Road, around to that strange building with the sign that says Kemp's that was shown in part 10. That whole area is visibly cut off with this tall brown fence along that stretch of Depot Street that branches off the main street in Hillsborough. After a short walk down Depot Street, the next house on the right has a lot of black mold growing on it. As you can see, it looks green in places and black in others. This is a very dangerous area to get mold because it's going to end up growing right into their windows and get inside their house. At that point, I crossed back over to the main street and saw two gas stations. One was in the process of being set up and was not open yet, but they had a sign that says they were hiring at StaffordOil.com. I went to that website and saw that they are a company that does home heating oil deliveries. And nowhere on that website did it mention anything about gas stations or grocery and beverage stores. Across the street is a gas station that has been shut down. They have bags over every gas pump handle. And they have pulled a rack and a large cigarette ashtray in front of the door to barricade it off. In the window hangs a sign, closed until further noticed. In the car wash, there's a pile of sand and junk in the corner, showing that this place has not been swept in quite some time. This is the only gas station in the downtown Hillsborough area. The only other one I saw was about 2 miles back, down by the highway entrance. So it's unusual that they would not need a gas station operating here. Next door is a restaurant with a sign that says Mediterranean, Turkish and Mediterranean cuisine. This is another very poor sign that does not emphasize that they are a restaurant and instead looks more like a travel agency. When I looked in the window, I saw that they had decorations that appeared that they found at a flea market. And why would they decorate their restaurant with a row of books? The chairs appear to be something out of a bingo hall, and none of the tables have tablecloths, and only this one is set with silverware. And they have a saucer with a napkin on top, and then some utensils dropped on top of that. So that is not exactly the normal way for a restaurant to set a table. In the back appears to be a kitchen, And on the floor is what appears to be a red heater, a portable red heater. So my question is, why would they need a red heater in a small restaurant like this with a hot kitchen right in the back? In the front of the restaurant, they have a help wanted sign. So first, what this suggests is that the management is very poor because for some reason, they are not advertising that they need new employees on the internet or in the newspaper, but they're doing it with the sign. So it looks a little unprofessional. And second, the emphasis is on help. And then there's this large space between the words. And then in smaller letters is the word wanted underneath that. So it looks like they're saying help. So it looks slightly desperate. And last, they have an additional sign showing what some of their menu looks like. They show a cup of coffee, a loaf of bread, and this thing. I don't know what this is or how popular it is in Turkey, but it appears the same as a Mexican restaurant advertising itself with a giant plate of refried beans. It just doesn't look that good. So I believe that they are going out of their way to deter any new customers from seeing the place as they drive by and just dropping in, because they really do not want any new customers. They just want their old clientele there. And this is what business fronts look like. This is what they do. They will look like a regular store, but one that is run down or poor looking. And that way normal people will want to stay away from it. And this is what they want because they are usually hiding some sort of criminal activity behind these business fronts. And at the bottom of their sign, they have a website that says www.mediterraneo.com. But if you notice, they've misspelled their own restaurant with 2 O's at the end. And you spell it the right way, www.mediterraneo.com. You will get a completely different restaurant located in Ann Arbor, Michigan. However, if you want to search for the website Mediterraneo out of Hillsboro, you should know to misspell the name with 2 O's to get the correct website. So not only is that confusing, but it's misleading and exposes that the management really doesn't care about getting new business or making it easy for regular people to find their website. Next, on a nearby side street called Cross Street, there's a junky looking property with 3 nicer cars parked on the driveway. First, there is an antique car inside a storage trailer. I can't tell what it is, but it has a license plate that says "You Steal." Next to that is a Cadillac, then a Mercedes-Benz, and then an SUV style Jeep. They all appear to be in very good condition. However, the Mercedes trunk is left open, as if the current owner does not really care about their expensive cars.